When scoring your dialogue for the 3-3-3 pattern, the first page of the script on which your character appears is typically a good place to start the process of setting up your folders. Let's imagine that you were cast in one of the roles from the script here. Naturally, your first responsibility will be to read the entire play to get an initial sense of your character and how they fit into the world of the play. We'll forgo that preparation for the purposes of this exercise. Simply put, a working unit is a selection of the script on which you are working at a given time. The actual size of a working unit is both a practical and a creative consideration. It should be short enough to ensure success, but long enough to create a natural beginning, middle, and end. When working on a role, you will likely use your first page of dialogue as the first working unit. Often, it may be practical to expand or reduce the size of your working unit from this arbitrary standard. As with the previous monologue exercise, you will set up the unit of dialogue into 3 folders linked by 2 overlapping lines. Notice that the last line on the page is also scored. Remember, you're not only linking together the 3 folders of this unit, you're also linking this unit to the next unit as well. In other words, the last line of this page will link to the working unit on the next page. You will begin the next unit with this scored sentence. During the first pattern of 3 in the reading phase, you will not only read your lines out loud, but you will read all the other characters' lines out loud as well. By reading all the other characters' lines out loud as well as yours, you not only commit your lines to memory, you commit your cues to memory as well. This process links the entire sequence of lines and cues in proper chronological order. If you don't, you end up creating several disorganized, disconnected line files. Your first step is to read through the entire page, including the other characters' lines, out loud 3 times. This way, you will establish a through line for the unit of action. The next pattern is to take each of the 3 individual folders in this unit through 3 readings apiece. During this pattern, you need not read the other characters' lines out loud. As you silently read your cues, pay attention to the last word or 2 of your cue line and practice picking up your first word directly after your cue. In the final pattern of 3, you will read your lines from the entire unit 3 times. By this third pattern, don't read your cue lines out loud, but read them silently as you practice listening to them and picking up your cues. In the accessing and acting phases, you will need to mask the lines. The most common way to do this is to fold a sheet of paper into sections and use it to cover up the lines on the page. Lower the paper down the page until your cue appears. Practice listening for your cue as you read it from the page. Then, you will pick out a focal point across the room and deliver your line to the focal point directly after you practice listening for your line cue. Again, if you become unsure of your line, don't guess. Move the mask down and read the line silently from the script. Then, look at your focal point and continue playing. Keep your work moving forward. As you go through the accessing and acting phases, you will make discoveries of action cues within the script. Take the time to score these in as you play. Work them into your listening process. Proceed with this approach until you have taken the unit of dialogue through the entire 3-3-3 pattern. We've worked with respect to exercises, so we haven't focused on the first important reading you'll be doing as an actor. As soon as you get your script, give yourself enough time to sit down and read the entire play silently from beginning to end. You can't truly explore the questions, what does my character want? What's keeping my character from what they want? Nor how am I going to get it for them? Unless you have a sense of the through line of action. What is the overriding objective of your character? What is your character's place in the world of the play? What is their role in the play's fate? You can't get a full sense of what your character wants until you get to know them within the context of the entire play. You want to do only one silent reading. Your understanding won't be complete from this reading, but it will give you the frame of reference that you need to explore each working unit. The complete analysis of your role won't be realized until after you've learned your lines and are in front of an audience. Now, try the technique out with a page of dialogue. In the next episode, we'll take a look at your most underestimated asset for learning lines. We'll see you then.